So again, good afternoon, everyone. We are now at lesson number 3. Let me just remind everybody of the assignments. Lesson na. Hold on. There. Can everybody see now the slides? Okay, so hold on, I need you to. Okay, now we are at lesson number 3 and we will be talking about poetry, features, and elements. Lesson 1, we talked about adverbs. Lesson 2, we talk about punctuation. So yung mga bago lang sa klase, you can go back to the videos. We will send you the link, and the link is also in the group chat. You may refer to the link and learn from the videos of the past lessons. For this lesson, we will be talking about the features and elements of poetry. So like what we normally do, let's go back to our vocabulary. I will be flashing on the screen jumbled letters of our vocabulary last week. I want you to be honest with this. What you're going to do is to arrange the letters and provide me the correct word. And I will also give you hints by providing you the clue or the meaning of the following words. Okay? Write your answers on your paper. Afterwards, we will be checking all our answers. Let's begin. Word number 1. What is this word? It means invented, not true or false. If you have your parents there with you, please ask them to take a picture, ha? Take a picture of you while we are going to class and then send a picture to the GC. Thank you. So again, first word, what is this word? Invented, not true or false. Number 2, what is this word? It means not aware or of something or someone. What is that word? Okay, number 3. This means an unusual way in which a particular person behaves, or this is or things. What do you think is that word we're looking for? Number 4. Words or phrases used and understood for a particular activity or a particular group. These are a set of words that only understand or understood by a particular event or a particular group of person. Last one, number 5. Talk in which people make jokes about each other in a friendly way or manner. Okay, time is up. Let's try to check our work. Would like to give me the answer for number 1? Please raise your hand if you wanna answer. Anyone who'd like to answer number 1? Raise your hand if you wanna answer number 1, please. Anybody? Aaron, number 1?
Fictitious.
Very good. Number 1 is fictitious. Please check your own paper. Number 2, what's the word? Anybody? Any volunteer? Anybody raising their hand? Wala na ba? The word is Okay. That's oblivious. Number 3. Any volunteer who can tell us the answer, the word? Yes, Q.
Idiosyncrasy.
Very good. Idiosyncrasy is the word for number 3. Number 4. Number 4, Jemima.
Number 4, jargon.
Very good. Jargon. Number 5, last one. The last word is, it's okay if you don't get it right. It is your first time in class, so we'll try next time. Yes, Allison.
Banter.
Very good. And the word is banter. Nice try, everybody. Very good. So these are the words we had last time. It's fictitious, oblivious, idiosyncrasy, jargon, and banter. Now for this week, we will have new sets of words to learn. The first word is read as, everybody say, fiasco. Very good.
Fias.
Okay, fiasco meaning a complete failure or disaster. It means a complete failure or disaster. Example, the classroom activity was a complete fiasco. The students didn't learn anything. Instead, they horsed around and made a mess. So the first word for this week is fiasco or complete failure. Sa Tagalog, magulo. Okay? So kunyari, you're in a situation na masyadong maingay, masyadong maraming nangyayari. So you can say, I'm in the middle of fiasco and I can understand what is happening around. So the first word is fiasco. Thank you for writing it down. Number 2, the word is, everybody say, exemplary. Good.
Exemplary.
Exemplary is an adjective which means extremely good, providing a good example for people to copy. So when you do something that is worth emulating or worth copying because it is done in a extremely good manner, then that is what we call as exemplary. Tom is an exemplary employee. He has great ideas, does excellent work, and is always in a good mood. So the word is exemplary. Thank you for noting it down. Number 3. Everybody say flaunt.
Flaunt.
Okay, the word is
Flaunt.
flaunt. Flaunt meaning
Flaunt.
to show something you are proud of to other people in order to impress them. So if you want to show something that would impress other people, gusto niya magpakita o ipagyabang yung isang bagay to other people, the word you use is flaunt. Example, the rich man flaunts his wealth in front of everyone. He often hosts expensive parties and shows people his new car. So the word is flaunt. Next, this is Ali. Okay, everybody say Ali.
Alley.
Okay, it's a verb which means to make something, especially a feeling, less severe or strong. Pag sabi daw natin Ali, making something less painful or less severe. Parang hindi masyadong maging mabigat. Okay? So it's a verb, it's an action that you do to make someone, kunyari, to make someone feel less emotional or less of that emotion a person has. So example, my father allayed my fears about learning to drive. So I enrolled in a driving class. So si father tried to allay, bawasan yung kanyang fear. So that's what we mean by allay. Last one is feign. Everybody say feign.
Pain.
Okay,
Feign.
feign is a verb which means to pretend to have a feeling or to pretend to be affected by something. Meron ba kayong ganyan experience? You're trying to pretend to have a feeling. Ang kunyari, you feel it, but you're not really actually feeling it. You're just making an excuse or you're just pretending that you are feeling something affected by a situation. Kunyari, the student feigned illness during the exam. Yung suddenly, because there is an exam, then you feel pain. Okay? Or you feel ill. Parang dahil may parating na exam, nagpanggap ka na may sakit. Naranasan niyo na ba experience na yan? You're just pretending to feel something where it isn't true or real at the first place. Another example, he feigned surprise when I told him I was engaged. Now I'd like you to turn on your microphones, please, this time. Everybody read. The first word is,
Fiasco.
again, all together, the word is fiasco. Number two, everybody.
Exemplary.
Exemplary.
Very good. Number three,
Blunt.
Aunt.
Font.
very good. Number four,
Alley.
Ali.
okay, very good. And number five,
Pain.
Fame.
okay, so those are the 5 vocabulary terms for today. Now, we will go back to what poetry is, but before we do that, like we always do every lesson, I will ask you to watch this video presentation.
You got a mind, got a vision, got a dream. Said you want to change the world, but you wonder what that means. See, what if I told you that it's easier than it seems? You just take an opportunity and fill it with a need. Take a moment to decide that you'll no longer perceive the world in the different ways that you're taught by society. So please, and I plead, if you want to make a difference, if you want to succeed, you will empower other people. You will let go of greed. You will pave the way. You will go plant the seeds. You will set an example. You'll walk and you'll lead. You will shine your light so that others can see. You will unchain your mind and inspire others to be free. Instead of being quiet, you will stand up and speak. For those without a voice, yeah, for those who are weak. You will put up a fight and accept no defeat. You will bring out the truth and you'll practice what you preach. You will teach positivity, love, joy, and cheer. Have compassion and empathy instead of hiding your tears. You'll believe in yourself, know that your time is here. You'll take action now instead of waiting till next year. When you learn something new and your thoughts are more clear, you'll put it out to the world so that others can hear. When faced with doubt, you'll push through and persevere. And when making a choice, you'll choose love over fear.
Okay, so in that video, it's actually a letter for the youth. And this time, we will watch it one more time. And I'd like you to list down how can we make our lives successful? How can we realize the meaning of our lives according to the poem presented by the speaker entitled Dear Youth. So again, we'll watch it one more time and I'd like you to list down. Oh my God. I'd like you to list down whatever suggestions he has. One more time.
You got a mind, got a vision, got a dream. Said you want to change the world, but you wonder what that means. See, what if I told you that it's easier than it seems? You just take an opportunity and fill it with a need. Take a moment to decide that you'll no longer perceive the world in the different ways that you're taught by society. So please, and I plead, if you want to make a difference, if you want to succeed, you will empower other people. You will let go of greed. You will pave the way. You will go plant the seeds. You will set an example. You'll walk and you'll lead. You will shine your light so that others can see. You will unchain your mind and inspire others to be free. Instead of being quiet, you will stand up and speak. For those without a voice, yeah, for those who are weak. You will put up a fight and accept no defeat. You will bring out the truth and you'll practice what you preach. You will teach positivity, love, joy, and cheer. Have compassion and empathy instead of hiding your tears. You'll believe in yourself, know that your time is here. You'll take action now instead of waiting till next year. When you learn something new and your thoughts are more clear, you'll put it out to the world so that others can hear. When with doubt, you'll push through and persevere. And when making a choice, you'll choose love over fear.
Okay, so let's try to discuss what what are the suggestions by the speaker on how can we make our lives better and how can we achieve success? Anyone would like to go first? Any volunteer? Okay, Aaron, yes.
Empower others.
Okay, number one, empower others. Thank you. How about the others? What are the other suggestions? Yes, Jody. Turn your microphone on first.
Stand and speak up.
Okay, very good. Stand and speak up. Do not just wait for the next. How about you, Q?
Take the opportunity.
Okay, very good. Find that opportunity so that you'll be empowered. What else? Any other? Meron pa ba? Ano pa? Yes, PB.
Believe in yourself.
Okay, you have to believe in yourself, realize your potential because it will not help you if you will just lie down and sit down and just wait for others to help you. Nobody can do it for you but yourself. How about the others? Sino pa? How can we attain success in this life? Um, there were times, sino nakapanood na ng Ang Huling El Bimbo? Have you watched the stage play? And actually, a musical play that tells us that nobody can help us. Diba? Even if you have friends with you, even if you have your family with you and your relatives and your close friends with you, nobody can help you in your life but yourself. So you needed to start finding ways, finding means on how you will improve yourself. We can't just be sitting down and lying down. Sabi nga niya, this is a letter. That's why it's called Dear Youth. And he delivered his message through a powerful poetry. That's why today we will be talking on what is poetry. And for this activity, you will be making a concept map. This is an example of a concept map. In the middle, you write their poetry. On the beside it, you will be writing words, feelings, or concepts that you could think of when you hear the word poetry. So you will do that in 3 minutes on your notebooks or papers you have with you. So when we speak of poetry, anong words, anong feelings, anong images, there's no right or wrong answer. Anything that you could hear or listen or recall when we say poetry, write it down. Okay, you have 3 minutes. Start working on the concept now. Last 30 seconds. Okay, time is all up. Now I'd like you to show me on the camera your work, okay? So I could take a screen cap. Go ahead, please show your work on the camera. Very good, thank you, Aaron. About the others, please show your work. Thank you, Jody. Thank you, Q. Thank you, Micah. Thank you, Jody. Very good. Q. Okay, so I'd like to share with us their work. Would you like to share us your work, Micah, please? Just read the words you've listed there.
Graph, poetry, graphics, sounds, imagery.
Okay, very good. Thank you. How about you, Jody?
Poetry tells a story, it rhymes, a literature, and it has a different structure.
Okay, very good. How about you, Q?
Art, feelings, sentimental literacy, message, stories, and rhymes.
Okay, very good. Thank you. How about you, Aaron?
Poetry, culture, literature, genres, fiction, and non-fiction.
Okay. How about Jiro? I mean, Sebastian. Ano ba gusto mo tawag sa'yo? Sebastian or Jiro or what? Ha? Sorry.
Zero po.
Okay, Jiro. So, can you just read your work?
Poetry, rhymes, story.
Okay, very good. Last volunteer. How about Denise? Again, Denise, can you please read your work?
Fiction. Learning was or foreign answer.
Okay, very good. Thank you. All your answers are correct, especially a lot of you tells or write that poetry is literature. Very good. So what we mean by literature is it is a result of tradition, practices, feelings, emotions of a group of person or a community. Now, literature is divided into two major parts. We have prose and poetry. Okay? The difference between prose and poetry is that prose has a free way of writing it. While poetry, we follow specific form, we follow specific format, which concentrates on the different kinds of what a poem is. Okay, so let's continue with our discussion on what is poetry. Now, poetry, for us to say that a creation or a work, yes, it's an art, it's a literature, it's an expression, human expression. It tells a story, it has rhyme, it uses symbolisms and other forms. To be able to understand what poetry is, we will be talking about the elements of poetry. So when we say elements, like you see there in the cloud word of clouds, there are forms, languages, patterns, poetic devices, rhyme, meter, and so on. Let's talk about the elements of poetry. There are a lot of elements, but for this week, we will only be talking to some of them. We have rhyme, onomatopoeia, alliteration, assonance, consonants, which are called sound devices. You don't need to copy them all anyways. Repetition, imagery, simile, metaphor, personification, hyperbole, which is our figurative languages, mood or tone, voice or POV, meaning point of view, and forms. These are just some of the elements of poetry which we will be talking about this week. Okay? Ang problema, kayo ang magdi-discuss ng mga topics na yan. Okay? Nakapag-report na yung iba in the previous days. Kaya yung iba naman, yung iba ay yung iba ay sasali or magdi-discuss ng kanilang topic na ibibigay ko later on. Okay? Now, let me share with you the first elements of poetry, which is called rhyme. Okay? Everybody knows what a rhyme is. Or in Filipino, we call it tugma, having the same sound. Rhyme allows poetry to deliver a melodic approach or a sound approach or good point for us to listen to when we read poems. Okay? Now, there are two kinds of rhyme. We have end rhyme and we have internal rhyme. Okay? Now, let's focus on what is an end rhyme. I have here a poem which is entitled Trees. I know a lot of you must have encountered the poem, which is entitled Trees by Joyce Kilmer. Now, I will request somebody to read the poem to us. And may I have Carl, please help us to read the whole poem. Carl, can you hear me? Okay. Go ahead.
Start na po.
Yeah, go ahead. Sige, Carl.
I think I shall never see a fool as lovely as a tree whose hungry amount of press again the earth with following breast, a tree that look at God all day, and lifts her leafy arm to pray, a tree that may in summer wear a nest of robins in her hair, upon whose bosom snow has lain, who
Intimately
intimately
lives
lives with on rain, going armored, made by the souls like me, but only God can make a tree.
very good. Thank you very much for helping us out. Now this, I don't know if you're familiar with this, but this is a very familiar poem by Joyce Kilmer. Let me read it to you again. I think I shall never see a poem as lovely as a tree whose hungry mouth is pressed against the earth's sweet flowing breast, a tree that looks at God all day and lifts her leafy arms to pray, a tree that may in summer wear a nest of robins in her hair, upon whose bosom snow has lain, who intimately lives with rain. Poems are made by fools like me, but only God can make a tree. Now, in this poem, let's find out where is the end rhyme. What we mean by end rhyme is a poem having the same sound at the end of each line. Okay, again, having the same sound at the end of each line. Now, let's look at the first stanza. I think I shall never see. The last word is see. And the second line is tree, which is rhyming words. See, tree. This is what we call as end rhyme. A characteristic of a poem having or a sound device or a rhyme at the end of each line. In the second stanza, we also see the rhyming words breast and breast. Next is day and pray. They're all still rhyming. Next is wear and hair. Next is lane and rain. Next is me and tree. Okay? It is important to note that we are speaking of sounds, not spelling. Okay? Because there are words that though they are similar in spelling, but when you pronounce them, when you hear them, they're different. On the other hand, they're also different words, different spelling, but when you hear them, they sound the same. Okay? That's why in this discussion, we are focusing on the sound of the words. So what we mean by end rhyme is having the same sound at the end. Right? So that's what end rhymes is. Next, let's talk about internal rhyme, the second kind of rhyme. And to do that, let me show you this video again. It will help us understand what internal rhyme is.
Internal rhyme. Definition of internal rhyme is rhyme that occurs within lines rather than at the end. First example is from Annabel Lee by Edgar Allan Poe. For the moon never beams without bringing me dreams of the beautiful Annabel Lee. And the stars never rise, but I feel the bright eyes of the beautiful Annabel Lee. And so all the night tide I laid down by the side of my darling, my life and my bride, in the sepulchre there by the sea, in her tomb by the sounding sea. The second example is from The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. "Only this, and nothing more." For more information on internal rhyme or other poetry terms, visit examplesinpoetry.com.
Okay, so in that discussion, you hear what internal rhyme is. Okay, so internal rhyme is having the same sound in the in a specific line. There are words having the same end sound. Kanina in end rhyme, the same sound is at the end of each line. Then internal, within one line, you will find words having the same sound. Okay, let's go back to some examples. For the moon never beams without bringing me dreams. You see here, internal, because in one specific line, you find words having the same sound in the end. Beams and dreams. Rice and ice. See, there are different spelling, but the sound it produces is the same. Rice and ice. You can also find and rhyme in this example, like dreams and eyes. Okay, this is end rhyme. Internal is beams and dreams. Okay, do you understand what is an internal rhyme and what is an end rhyme? Can everybody understand that? Are there any questions regarding that? If none, okay, let's proceed to answering this item. Direction. Identify whether the lines contain end rhyme or internal rhyme. Tell me if it's internal or end rhyme. Okay? Understood? You have 3 minutes to answer. Begin. over. Now let's try to answer each of this. Would like to answer number 1? Please raise your hand if you want to. Number 1. Yes, Mika.
Internal rhyme po.
Okay, where is the internal rhyme there?
Both
Rhyming words.
code
Both.
and code.
Okay, so what we mean by internal is within one line, sa isang linya. Okay? Pero your answer is actually correct, but we just have to find the rhyming words. Okay? Okay, kasi hindi na pwedeng flag and fail, di ba? So, sige, pwede rin both and quote internal within. Next, number 2. Aaron.
It is valuable men who make the law. This is maybe a flaw, but there's no other way. Internal rhyme.
Okay, and that is? What is the rhyming words?
Law and flaw.
Very good. Number 3, I'd like to answer number 3. Anybody, any volunteer? Yes, Allison?
And rhyme po.
What is the rhyming words?
Sound and ground.
Very good, thank you. How about number 4? Yes, Jiro.
And rhyme po.
What are the rhyming words?
Lost and hash.
Very good. And number 5, last one. I'd like to answer number 5. Raise your hand, please. Volunteers for number 5, last one. Yes, Jemima. Thank you.
Internal rhyme po.
Internal rhyme, and what are those words?
Beams, dreams, then rise, then eyes.
Very good. But it can also be an end rhyme. Why? Because the sound of dreams and eyes. Okay, so that's actually 2 points. So if you have both answer, you can have 2 points. Very good, thank you. I think we all understood what rhyme is. So internal and end rhyme is having a sound that will help us create a beautiful music out of poems. Okay. Now for our assignment, you have to prepare a presentation or a discussion of the topic that I will give you, okay? You can make a PowerPoint presentation, but if you cannot make a PowerPoint presentation, kasi maiksi lang naman yung discussion, you just tell us what is this element and how do we identify them in poems. Kunyari, kagaya na ginawa ko, I talk about rhymes, I explain what is a internal and end rhyme, and how do we find it, and that's it. You don't also need to make a quiz because I'll be giving a quiz after your presentation. Okay? So inulit ko, you really don't need to make a PowerPoint. Pero if you can, kung kaya, pwede naman mag-PowerPoint presentation. Okay? How many are we in this class? We are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're 11 here, and the topic is 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. Okay? So si simile and metaphor magiging isa na. Kasi di ba napakadali lang naman yung simile at saka ng metaphor. Si assonance and consonants magiging isa. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, very good. 11 na tayo dyan. So, tignan natin kung sino ang ating mapipili. Alliteration, ibigay natin kay... Any volunteer? Baka may volunteer. Una muna, onomatopoeia. Alam niyo, sino nakakaalam? Onomatopoeia. Jemima, can you do it? You can now open your, I will be opening up your,
Sure,
I will unmute everybody so that you could respond. So Jemima will have on Friday, onomatopoeia. How about alliteration? Who would like to discuss what alliteration is? Any volunteer? Wala nag-volunteer. Sino yan? Carl. Okay, Carl. Thank you. Next, assonance and consonants. Madali lang tong dalawang to. Assonance and consonants. Any volunteer? Wala. O sige, yung mga matitira, sa inyo mapupunta yung mga ayaw yung ano, ha? Repetition. Sino gusto mag-discuss ng repetition? Mag-volunteer na agad. Wala pa rin. O sige. How about imagery? Imagery. Imagery. Ah, wala din. Ano, ako na lang mag-assign. Simile and metaphor.
Ako, sir.
Jody. Ayan, si Jody daw. Personification.
Ako, sir.
Sino yan? PB?
Allison po.
Ah, Allison. Okay, sorry. Allison. Hyperbole.
Ako, sir.
Okay,
Ako,
Q.
sir.
How about mood or tone? Ay, nagpas ng iba, ha? Kaya ayan. Mood or tone, wala. Point of view or voice?
Ako, sir.
Aaron. Forms. How about forms? Pag sinabi natin forms, Jiro. Pag sinabi natin forms, different kinds of poems according to structure. Meron tayong haiku, tanka, elegy, di ba? Alam niyo yun? So, yun yung forms. O, balik tayo. Assonance, consonants. Sinong wala pa? Justine, you will talk about repetition, ha? Next, pag hindi nyo naman na-discuss ng maayos lahat, tutulungan ko naman kayo after so you don't have to worry na hindi nyo kaya. So, ano lang yung na-research ninyo, yun lang yung i-share ninyo, okay? Mika, talk about assonance and consonants. Mika. PB, talk about imagery or sensory images. That's the sense of sight, sense of smell. Okay, yun yung ibig sabihin ng sensory images. Sino
Sir,
pang
can
wala?
you repeat again?
Yours is the sensory images or imagery. Okay? Yung imagery, these are words appealing to our five senses. Last one, Denise. You will be talking about mood or tone. Okay? So what do you mean by mood or tone? You can all Google that down so that you will have an idea of what are those words. So again, onomatopoeia, Jemima, on Friday ha, mabilis lang tayo dito. On Friday. Alliteration, Carl. Assonance, consonants, Micah. Repetition, Justine. Sensory images or imagery, PB. Simile metaphor, Jody. Personification, Allison. Hyperbole, Q. Mood or tone, Denise. Voice or POV, Aaron. And forms, Jiro. So that's the arrangement of presentation on Friday. You have the rest of the day until tomorrow to discuss. I will not give any other assignments. Just focus on the presentation. Again, you don't need to perfect. Kasi kung hindi naman natin alam, I will be entertaining more questions and discussions. So that's it for today. I hope we'll see you again on Friday. Our class is again at 4 p.m. And if you have questions, you may now raise your concerns. Any concerns or questions? Again, sa mga bago lang sa klase natin, our final project or output in this class is to make a vlog about your experience in the Biñan online tutorials. Okay? So from day 1 na you enter this class until the last day, which is I think May, anong sinabi natin date? May 31. You will submit your vlog and showing kung anong naranasan ninyo, anong ginagawa ninyo, alam mo na, what vloggers do. So, from today, sa mga bago, from today, pwede kayong mag-take ng vlog before entering the class or while you're doing an activity after class or anything that you would like to share or your experience about Biñan online tutorials. Any question regarding vlog activity? Yes, PB?
Sir, saan po ba isa-submit yun?
I will send you a Gmail where you will send it to me through Gmail.
Okay po.
Now, if you're asking how long should the video be, kayo nang bahala kung gano'n nyo gusto kahaba. Huwag naman isang buong oras na pinakita nyo na yung buong buhay nyo sa buong vlog. Siguro 5 minutes will do. Just a glimpse of what they're doing in the camp. We will try to submit it to and show it to the mayor's office and to the people behind the Biñan online tutorial, so they will be encouraged na merong mga kagaya nyo who are very willing to participate in this program. Meron pang ibang tanong? Wala na, please make sure that you are following the group, our group on Facebook, so that you will be able to post. I have not checked your assignments yet because I'm still waiting for the others to submit. So please follow and adhere. Any other question? Wala na. Thank you for listening and attending the class today. I will see you again on Friday. Okay, goodbye everyone. Have a blessed day ahead of you. God bless everybody.